Thanks for staying with us. We're still reviewing Punch.
Yes, so we know that the federal government has inaugurated the minimum wage committee. That happened on Tuesday, and it's going to be chaired by the Vice President Kashim Shettima. Now, the Nigerian Labour Congress is saying that 200,000 naira minimum wage that they earlier proposed is not going to be enough, considering the country's current economic situation. In an exclusive interview, they said that the Congress will base the national minimum wage negotiation on the current economic reality rather than what they earlier proposed. That was the 200,000. And they said, you know, one of the reasons they're doing this is that we are aware that there are now deeper challenges. So at the time they had proposed the 200, naira has not been devalued as it is today. So they are going to be proposing the new minimum wage according to our economic challenges at the moment. So they asked if they had a figure in mind already before going to the meeting. Said there's no figure, but they'll look at some metrics to decide based on the socio-economic situation. And from there, they can now pick something that would be commensurate to what we're going through in the country. Now, the federal government had earlier charged the 37-man wage committee to hasten their deliberations, submit their recommendations as fast as they can, and they have advised them to also pay attention to the economic realities of different states to be sure that they are able to even pay the minimum wage. So hopefully, let's see what the negotiations will bring.
So I have the story about three policemen that were paraded in Ogun State. These three policemen actually have been dismissed. They faced the Audley Room trial for alleged involvement in armed robbery. One of them, Inspector Kolawole Taiwo. The second, Inspector John Ogbe. And the third, Corporal Idowu Sunday. All the three of them are attached to Ijebu Ife, Ijebu East local government area of Ogun State. And they've been dismissed to face the court for their involvement in armed robbery. I am deliberately highlighting it because we talk about people saying that when police are sometimes culpable in these things, at least this one is being confirmed. They also paraded a Taisholari student who is alleged to be a Black Axe member. And they said his name is Aziz Ibrahim. They said he's been involved in many kidnappings, series of kidnapping and armed robbery in and around Ijebu and its environ. He was paraded. They found that he had assorted guns, charms, and some of the things that he felt he was using for his activity. The Commissioner of Police disclosed this on Tuesday. He was doing a briefing about what they have done to provide more security within the Ogun State. And he spoke on the dismissal that the three police officers have been dismissed, and there are enough evidence against them as well as others. They even confirmed that these police officers had an OPay account that they were using to extort people on the road.
Oh.
So when people feel like they will not get justice, if you report, you will get justice. That's why I'm highlighting the story of the particular police officers, because they even mentioned, they wrote down the OPay account here and their numbers. Police is trying to do their work. We encourage them, and I'm really grateful for this.
Okay, so the Pan-Yoruba Socio-Political Group Afenifere said yesterday that they don't have any other leader except for Fashionati, according to the trying to get the spokesperson or the organizing secretary, actually, Chief Kole Omolulu, said on Tuesday that the organization has no other leaders except for Chief Ruben Fashionati. He says this was following the issues concerning the issues they had with the other leader, Chief Ayo Adebanjo, as leader. But they're saying categorically here that there was a communicated issue at the general meeting yesterday saying that they continue to say that Fashionati is the leader of the group. I think that's really much the summation of the article in that paper. Let's move on quickly now to Daily Sun. Insecurity, Senate reps blow hot. Trapped funds, CBN releases fresh $64 million to foreign airlines. APC, Bello disowns posters linking him with chairmanship seat. Ndume urges Tinubu to go after corrupt Nigerians. New minimum wage, FG inaugurates 37-man committee. And declare Fulani militia terrorist organization, Plateau Youth urge federal government. Okay, which story?
So Governor Bello, immediate past governor of Kogi State, former governor Alhaji Yahaya Bello has disowned the campaign posters suggesting that he's contesting for the position of the national chairman of the APC, and he has blamed it on what he called the work of opposition parties, some mischief makers, fifth columnists within the APC who are bent on causing confusion in the ruling party. And he has also expressed his loyalty. He said he's committed to the leadership of the national chairman of the party, His Excellency Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, and that he did not authorize anybody to circulate any poster on his behalf as he remains loyal to the man. So,
Interesting.
You know, another APC story. So we haven't heard from Betta Edu in a while, but this is about her, but from a civil rights activist and a member of the coalition of civil society in Nigeria, Mr. Mohammed Sanusi. Sanusi released a statement on Tuesday that it would be a monumental error if the President Tinubu plays into the gallery, noting that Betta Edu was a shining star in his administration and that the allegations are blackmail against her. He alleged that the campaign against Betta Edu was the only work of opposition leaders who want to root out his best hands and some members of the party who are uncomfortable with the progress the minister has made in just a few months. According to him, in the release he said the media campaign was specific. It was distracting the government from achieving the renewed hope agenda by forcing it to constantly react to alleged blackmail claims or alleged fraudulent allegations by people that he should not yield to those that are saying Betta Edu must go. He said a whole lot more, but I think it's just worth listening to another person's perspective concerning this while we are waiting EFCC's detailed investigation into what really happened and if that amount that was sent was truly sent.
Yeah, so the senators have resumed from their 30-day recess, which started December 30 last year, and they are vexing over the spate of insecurity, ravaging the nation. And they've also said that they are going to be summoning the service chiefs to come and explain exactly what is happening and the level of insecurity in the country. And afterwards, they will have another meeting with the president to understand what the needs are and where they can step in. So they said, in their vex, they started listing all the things, all the kidnappings happening around and, just listing it basically and waiting for when the service chiefs will come in to have a meeting with them. That's just what the story is about. So let's probably wait for the meeting and, hear what they'll come up with.
Vanguard. Kidnappers abduct pupils, teachers, and demand 30 million naira. AU expresses regret as Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger send formal withdrawal notice to ECOWAS. New minimum wage negotiations will reckon with situation in West Africa States Committee Chair. 4.6 billion naira UNSA fund shared to organize prayers against insecurity, says EFCC witness. Who has that story?
Okay. So the officer of the EFCC, Mr. Kazim Yusuf, was the prosecution's witness in the trial of former Minister of State for Finance, Bashir Yuguda, who was being tried along with the Dasuki, former National Security Advisor, Sambo Dasuki. And he said that they spent 4.6 billion from this office of the National Security Advisor that was shared to organize prayers against insecurity. He said there was plenty insecurity in the country at the time, and in the course of the investigation, they traced monies totally, not within a period, between 2014 and 2015, they traced money, and the total of it various times was 4.6 billion. He named persons, he named companies through which these monies were paid, to even the point that one person received 15 million for publicity something in it. So in Sokoto State, they had used some for 206 Peugeot cars that were distributed. And he said in the course of investigation, they mopped back these funds. But just the sound of it, that at the time when the thing was, I will not use it for research of how to create weapons. We use it
to pay for prayers.
And we
organize prayers.
The holiness.
Wow. Still talking about corruption. The chief whip of the Senate, Mohammed Ndume, has called on the President, Bola Tinubu, to sign an executive order on unexplained wealth that would empower anti-graft agencies to go after Nigerians with questionable riches. He said they should check him, as also they are checking others. He spoke about the fact that he liked what the President has done concerning NNPCL, and he said the President should include all other financial money-generating agency, every other government revenue-generating agency, or into this same net to explain. The Constitution says that if you present your budget to the National Assembly, any money you make goes straight into the consolidated coffers, but any expense you're going to make has to be pre-approved by the National Assembly. He said they should include all the revenue-generating agency in this check and ask anybody that has money. Anybody should explain where they got the money from. EFCC should be allowed to do it. That the President should sign an executive order. This would be a very strong way to fight corruption and go after corrupt Nigerians.
Okay. Any other story?
Oh, in the Vanguard? Yes, so the Osun State Governor, Ademola Adeleke, has again imposed a 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. curfew in Ilobu and Ifon communities. They said they've had renewed hostilities involving the towns. And he also raised a joint task force and deployed security agents, including soldiers, to the warring communities. He announced the decision in a statement by the Commissioner for Information and Public Enlightenment, Kolapo Alimi, yesterday. And he says militias from Ilobu and Ifon communities had resumed fighting in villages at the border of Osun and Oyo states on Monday. Now, police confirmed the deaths of 2 persons and destruction of property in those resurgent crises. But they said before the latest crisis in October last year, he also imposed this sort of curfew, dusk to dawn, to especially for the 2 communities after they had a breakout of bloody clashes. But then when peace was restored in the area, they lifted it in December. But just on Monday now, they've started, again. And that has resulted to many people fleeing the community. So the government is trying as much as possible to restore peace in that. And that's why they are bringing in a militia to help with the issue. And now the curfew has started again. And hopefully they will be able to sort out their issues in the communities.
Okay, I think that's all we can take on Front Page Review.